Myself, Chetan Surar, and today we are going to discuss what is the difference between state object and the props. So when to use state and when to use props. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Primarily, props and state are the two objects which are used in React application to maintain the state or maintain the flow between the components. So whenever we say props and state, so like first props are immutable and states are mutable. So when we say what is mutable and what is immutable, so immutable it means whenever you try to change the value of the object, it creates a new one rather than changing the correct initial value itself, rather than changing the current object. That is the first thing. Then we say the props are read-only objects, and states changes can be asynchronous. So whenever we try to change this props objects, we cannot change it. If we change it, so that is by default it's immutable, so it creates a new one. And we can change only from the parent component, not from the child component. The props can be changed from the parent, not from the child. Whereas in the states can be changed, but that is only within the component itself. We cannot change the state of the state object from outside of the component. So that's the first thing. Then the third thing comes is like props allows you to pass data from one component to another component. So whenever we say we want to pass data from like parent component to child component, how we do that? We pass the data through the props. So that like it comes a question like how in the intros that how do you pass the data from parent to child? We pass the data from parent to child using the props. And states holds the information about the components. So whatever the information about the component is that is hold it into the states. Then comes like props can be accessed by the child component. Means like whenever we say we are passing the data from parent to child, and we can also nest it into the third grandchild, and likewise, or basically we are passing data from parent to child, and states cannot be accessed by the child component. Then the fifth, like props are used to communicate between the components. As I said, we can pass the data from parent component to child component using the props, and states can be used for rendering the dynamic content. So whenever we say, I want to click on the click of a button, I want to change some text or change some color, that can be done through the help of states. So state using the state, we can render the dynamic content. Okay, then comes like uh, using the props, we can make our components reusable. So we can pass different props, and we can use different like we can copy it different times. Okay, so that makes our component reusable using the different props. But states cannot make our component reusable. Whatever the logic which is written into that will be same. And props are external and controlled by whatever the external, like whatever the props are set by the parent component, that decides which props to be passed, and that how the component will render. And state is internal, so that is the component itself holds the state object, and that can only modify that object. So that is handled by the component itself. So these are the basic differences between the props and state. And if you like this video, please hit the like button, share this video with others, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.